Alright, alright, alright. Why is this down here? Just double check something. Okay. Alright. It's gonna bother me if I don't do it. I'm not sure I'll be able to from that angle now that I think about it though. Actually, I'll need a knife before I can really do that though.
Razor blade first, buddy. Make it easier on yourself.
I don't know why I imagined there being more room. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, okay. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And wow, that drilled absolutely nothing. That's interesting. Is it too small of a drill bit?
Hola.
Hola, hola.
No.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
No spaghetti.
Oh, a wild chuck appeared.
A wild chuck appeared?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
A wild boy.
I think I'm going to have to dispute that, but my wild days are far gone.
Would you prefer feral?
I would go with that. It's much more wolfy sounding.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? From the angle that it is, I'm not even going to worry about that. Not even going to worry about it. Okay.
No stress.
He's all assembled pretty much for the most part, except for the left shoulder pad, but that's going to be a special shoulder pad, so that pad's going to be separated. And, a little nervous on him, I won't lie. Kind of just throwing stuff together here, seeing what sticks. And Jesse,
Sometimes it's a better plan.
Before you ask, yes, I moved all minis out of the potential blast zone.
Yeah, please don't kill the clients, minis. I don't think they'd appreciate that.
Okay. Why is that? Oh, there we go. There he is. Where's the stuff? It's all the way over there.
I've been kicked from my home.
So I noticed. I think you need to put tape down on your table.
Yeah, that paper needs to be replaced. I usually have it taped down. That one's kind of old at this point.
Oh, no, I meant like a little square for like Kendo and Devin. Say normally camera is pointed here. You know, kind of like a claymore, front towards enemy. Front towards camera. You know. What did I do now that you're swearing at me?
Better question. What didn't you do?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You did everything.
Probably a smaller list, honestly.
Hold on. I forgot yet another thing I need to grab real quick. You
these
wanna do
models.
this?
So what's everybody working on? Well, I know what Devin's working on. He's working on Apothecary. So
Quantrin.
Somewhere to
Gesundheit.
hang my light.
What is a quantrin?
Power
One
Ranger.
of the Power Ranger thingies.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm doing actual work.
Glad I was sitting down when you told me that. Hey, if I'm gonna get swore at, I'm gonna earn it.
Okay.
Still
So-
love you, Kendall.
From my little experience
Wow.
with light, I've learned that it's best to at least undercoat it with some Celestial Gray. Actually, wait, hold on. What am I doing?
You tell us,
This bad boy ain't even
Mr.
primed yet.
Presentator.
I'm getting way ahead
Yeah,
of
you might
myself.
want to do that first.
I'm getting way ahead of myself. Good thing I was like literally like milliseconds away from dropping in the Celestra. I have a hard time saying Celestra Gray because I always want to say Celestial.
Tomato. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, anyone who corrects you over something like that really needs put in timeout.
Okay. Let's try to keep the spray. I promise to try to keep the spray to a minimum. Why are you laughing?
Do you like Wynn's response to you, hon?
Yeah.
So a friend of ours asked us to make a bust for him, and Jesse reached out and he's like, "How big do you want this bust?" And our friend just goes, "Yes."
So life-sized. Got it.
I think that's what that usually means.
Or maybe
I love that he sent me the screenshot, like to point out. He's like, "How big?" Yeah. And all he said to me was, "Change my mind."
I mean, unless he wants bigger than real life.
Well, I mean, it is a bust of a Gundam head, so. I mean, how big is a Gundam head, really?
BW Beetle at least, because it's got to fit the pilot inside.
They don't sit in the helmet.
They sit in the chest.
I don't watch Gundam stuff or play with Gundam stuff, so I don't.
You're
don't
a
either.
fan of Admech,
What's that?
but you like Admech stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that more people compare Tau stuff to Gundam stuff.
Well, yeah, because all the Tau wear war suits.
I was gonna say, most of my stuff is piloted by somebody who got chopped off at the waist and plugged into the machine. So, I mean, comparing it to AdMech, probably not, probably not as accurate. So,
I'll have to
Our-
reassess my comparisons.
I mean, come on, the Dune Striders are literally a guy sitting on top of another half a guy who's piloting the little walker thing.
Yep, I noticed that.
So, you know,
That's one way to do autopilot.
yeah, really.
I, just-
Bob, take me over there so I can shoot at that.
I was gonna call him Jeffrey, but
Jeffrey works.
Wynn then messaged me. He's like, I can only picture the confusion, frustration on his face. I'm like, more like just frustration, no confusion. Frustration that you're not straight with him.
Nope, it just means I'm gonna quote him for however big I want to make it.
and given your history with Gundam, you want to make it big.
Well, you know what they say, go big or go home.
Hey, I gave him the option. If he's putting it back
Exactly.
in my court, well, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences now.
Here is your quote.
He builds. He's a good friend of ours. He builds Gundam models for fun. And he's like really into Gundam, so.
I didn't think anyone really built Gundam models for fun. Precision, yes. To have really cool toys, absolutely. But fun?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be facetious or lighthearted or anything, but Gundam modelers make the hardcore 40K people look like they're little kids putting Legos together. In my opinion. So.
Makes you feel better, Chuck. That's where I started.
I know. It's you told me that, and I believe it or not, I remember odd facts like that. I don't remember my own name some days when I wake up, but I remember silly things like that.
He always loved his
It
Legos.
said it does say 1/8 scale. I don't know how big that is, but I guess 1/8 scale.
Okay, so he just wants it in the original size. Okay. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie artichoke.
Reminds me, I still need you to make those. I still need to print those stuff for you, Chuck.
Okay.
At some point. Whenever you're ready for it.
I was gonna say I've stopped working on 40K stuff, so I have a whole other pile of plastic sitting on my desk instead.
Alright. Now, I should be able to get to the Celestra.
Now for the main event.
Ding, ding, ding.
Will
I am
Jesse
glad-
earn his sandwich for tonight? Sorry, what, Chuck?
I'm just glad that Devin's working as Apothecary. I was hoping you would continue this on screen, because I kind of wanted to see it.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to continue on him. I've never worked on something like this before, so it's all brand new territory for me.
And I feel
Yeah,
like when me and Devin stream, we're gonna be just working on the models that we've been working on till they're done.
Yeah, I
And then
tend to
there's
do
Jeff.
this. I tend to do this guy all on stream.
Yeah.
And there's Jesse. Yeah, I know, Chuck.
Work on the tank, then go work on Papa Smurf sled or Papa Wolf sled, and then go work on something else.
Like for my hospitalizer, all I have to do is clear coat her and do the scripture in her book and on the purity seals.
Wow.
Re-dry some of that primer. It's still kind of wet.
I was like, that's not worth streaming on the thing. And I already have Celestial put together, so may as well work on them.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's... And with that particular model, which I just realized. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Random brain synapse fire. But yeah, with that model, you've already done the base. So, just putting scripture in and then, some varnish. So okay. You can then pop it out and stream and go, here, I finished it, and I just had to do this, but I didn't want to do that.
Behold, I did the thing.
Behold, I varnished it.
It's kind of what your apothecary looks like he's saying. Behold,
Gentlemen,
I have someone's gene seed. Not sure who it is, though.
I think it was Frank.
Is that Frank?
It could have been Frank.
As he turns around, Frank, are you in line, Frank? Maybe it is Frank.
Call Frank. Come on, airbrush, work with me here.
Alas, poor Frank. Apparently, I didn't know him at all because I didn't know he died yet. Oops.
I know whenever I'm finished with this guy and I have him standing on top of his dead buddy, I was going to make that joke. I was going to have him say, alas, poor Dave. I knew him.
But I did not know him well.
But I didn't really.
Alas, poor Dave.
I know how he died.
Oh, what the frick?
Alas, poor Dave. He was one of 1,000 that I really didn't know that well.
This is so weird painting at this desk.
Figure out how to get that off.
Don't get no paint on my desk, Jesse.
Likewise, Devin.
Hey, you got this paper here protecting your desk, so
Besides,
I'm
he's
not
already
worried about
established
that.
the fact that we need to replace that paper, so you're good.
Yeah, I don't think you would really care if paint gets on this paper.
Jesse, I would
anything
just
with the rest of the desk.
Well, the desk.
Jesse, for Lynn, I would just go with what you think is best, because he actually doesn't know if it's 1/8, 1/48 compared to the 1/60th scale, or the other
That's
way
what I
around.
thought I was gonna do, I believe.
Yeah.
You gave him the option. He doesn't know. All right. Then it's up to my noggin.
Somewhere
Hold on.
between bigger than a quarter but smaller than a bread box.
Red box.
Smaller than a cell phone. Does that work better?
This stupid light stay put so I can actually see what I'm doing.
Well, see, now you know the frustration that Devin has.
Who sees what they're painting?
As he
Hopefully
sits-
the commission people do. Sorry, but I had to say that.
On Etsy.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Jesse,
Believe me.
Betsy.
New pin came in for an order.
I know.
I think it's so cute you guys have nice little names like that for each other.
What?
Etsy.
I'm not even gonna respond to that.
Oh, come on. I managed to get through work all day today without getting yelled at or yelling at someone.
How did your thing go?
Good thing.
Meeting with your boss?
Oh, we didn't have it. He was a jerk and wouldn't answer me.
He was being
I'm like,
a
hey.
meanie butt.
I'm like, hey, we're gonna have this talk that you said we were gonna have a talk about? And then he didn't respond. So 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, so let's talk about something else. What is my birthday present that you got me? And he didn't bite at that. And finally, I'm like, okay, you're just ignoring me now and being an ass. So have a nice day. That one he responded to with a smiley face. So I know
Wow.
he was at least paying attention to,
Wow.
yeah. My boss and I have a good relationship.
I see you're just being a dick. Have a nice day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Happy face.
I mean, where I work is in an old, abandoned limestone mine that has been built into offices. And he has, on occasion, what we do is we go out into the tunnels where no one can hear us and we will scream at each other. And once we're done screaming, everything's happy, everything's good again, we go back to work. I have never had to go out with my boss until one day when I walked into his office and I'm like, you me tunnel now. And he looked at me and
Say my
goes,
name, hun.
Yeah, you got glue all over the inside of this one that you just fixed.
Yeah, it dripped more than I wanted it to, but I couldn't clean it up because it was sticking to me. I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to make the joke.
It was not my intention.
You bring up the Kantar blue so I can fix it.
I wanted to make a joke, but I restrained myself.
Aldor.
sometimes that's the better part of valor.
Yeah. It's okay. I made the joke to
Caldor or
myself,
Caldar?
and that's all that matters.
Cantor.
Cantor.
And, yeah.
Found it. Give me butters. Thank you, butters.
Now I'm wondering,
Ozzy, I'm coming back.
because after I'm done with this Celestra Gray, I'm gonna go over him with Apothecary White Contrast Paint. Or
You're gonna need to take them up a higher notch if you're gonna do that. Apothecary white contrast paint is basically celestial gray.
Hi, honey. Yes, mommy's coming.
I was
I
thinking
know
of
all
I was thinking of highlighting him in some spots with like a brighter white.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do is if you're doing them in celestial gray, is then either go over with like a white ink, like a zenithal highlight,
Mm-hmm.
or a white scar or something like that, or even Uthon gray will be brighter. It'll be a little bit more subtle. Here I go, backseat painting.
That's fine. I'm in uncharted territory though, so having some guidance is nice.
I wouldn't call it backseat painting. I would just call it guiding.
I was just trying to be funny.
Well,
Wise.
it's important
wise
that you
those
tried,
dealers.
Jesse.
I did my best.
I do like how that celestial gray looks though. But once I'm done with the white, I am taking his gun arm off, and I'm doing his gun and shit separate, because his gun is way too close to his leg for comfort.
Grab me closer. So I'm gonna hit him with my sword, or in this instance, my arm.
One thing I'm really nervous about is the little like leg joints. It's because those I usually do in black. I have to be extra careful.
Yep.
You know, I just had a strange thought come into my mind.
Uh-oh. Everyone get down.
Yeah, you might want to duck and cover for this one. So, looking at that drill apparatus over his left shoulder,
Yeah, that one.
it has occurred to me that this is the 40k Marine equivalent of Hermie the Elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He just wants to be a dentist. See, not all of my
Good, you can work
jokes
on
are
my
bad.
teeth.
Size of that drill, he probably could.
Okay.
Even Space Marines need dental care.
Oh my god.
Part of their bonus package.
They get good dental coverage.
We're going to shove this in, and it's going to take hold or not. And if it does, you get bonus dental. We'll cover you for everything, except for incoming fire. You're on your own for that one.
Ain't that the truth?
But don't worry, if that doesn't go well, we'll come collect your organs, so they go home.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry. We'll rip out everything we put in you and put it into another sucker. I mean, potential
Another
Marine.
sucker.
Space Marine, the ultimate organ donors.
Yeah, they don't get a choice. The good apothecary giveth, the good apothecary taketh away.
I just imagine like all the gene seeds have like an odometer on them.
Only instead of miles, it's how many users has this thing been put in.
Yep.
That's what this guy's looking at. That's why he's looking at it so like, holy shit. He's like, wow.
Dude, he used to be an ancient. He has low miles on him.
I thought they retired these after 30,000.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, it's the 41st millennium. It was good for 10 bodies or 10,000 years, whichever came first. I really need to stop talking.
I love it.
It's entertaining.
All of the talking.
All of the talk. I mean,
It's just for Devin to get his feet wet anyways.
okay.
And to get me used to talking again, because I've always been such an antisocial butterfly.
I really can't say that there's anything wrong with that. The more I deal with people, the more I really do love my dog.
The more I love my dog. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Hey, my wife told me, she goes, I can't believe we went to Planet Fitness again to work out because my daughter's a slave driver. And I saw two people I work with there and was talking to them. And my wife's like, you are such a social butterfly. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, the older I get, I selectively choose who I want to talk to. Like, I do not just... I used to go up and, I'd stand in a grocery line. Hey, how you doing? Maybe talk to someone while I was in the grocery line with them. Now it's just like, can this line move faster so I can get away from all you people?
Or sometimes the
I used to never
cashier.
be like that until I dyed my hair red, and now everyone wants to say something about it, and I'm like, I just want to leave.
Okay. Yeah, that went on
Again.
well. But I think, yeah. I think I'll take her up a notch. Bam.
Whoa, we're even getting BAMs now.
I had to get the Futurama joke in.
Careful. Emerald will be after you.
All about down here. Come on out. Good enough. Wait, there was a poll. Oh, a poll has opened.
No, it was just a pull from yesterday.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I already voted in that. And I'm not even gonna be there.
I really hate painting under harsh lights.
Wow. So harsh.
Do you want to come down here and take my desk?
No, you have work you gotta get done.
Is Mika whining up there? I heard a Mika whine. I'll use this. This is a little bit in there. Seems to be kind of stuck in there. It just doesn't want to come out. Alright, good enough. Okay. So let's bump her up a bit. I think I'll bring out some white scar. Hey, look at that. Hold on, let me get over the hey, white scar. Look at me. I'm being bold today, ladies and gents. Bringing out the whites for
Sorry.
something other than adding little dots to lenses.
Making tiny little eyeballs.
Yeah, basically.
Happy little grenades.
Happy little blood drops. 1,000,000 happy little blood drops.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. This will either go well or this will go horribly wrong. Let's find out.
Have faith. So yes, tomorrow night while you are working on wolves, Jesse, I will be at a trampoline park watching my daughter and some friends bounce around like fools.
Makes my stomach.
Oh, it gets better. My wife's like, "Well, don't you want to jump and join them?"
Now my back
No.
hurts.
I am 51 years old. I am overweight by way too much, and you want me to go break what?
I'm not gonna sit here in my chair and paint minifigures while they bounce.
No.
I don't know about painting minifigures, but I could definitely put some more together.
Yeah, I don't think I'm taking that Etsy one.
Yeah, that was like a wall of text.
Well, it's just like
but
it's not that I don't like his idea, but that's like pure conversion, like through and through.
The whole thing is conversion, yeah.
Okay, it
Like
works.
when he
Good.
first mentioned it, it was light conversion. Now all of a sudden he's got, one hand holding a flag, the other hand stabbing through a demon's chest with skulls, and it's like, okay, buddy. I mean, I like your idea, but I don't think I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to make that happen for you. Not at the moment.
Just applying this as gently and carefully as I can.
Is it the Uthon Gray?
Nope, this is White Scar.
Well, then you must be putting it on real thin. I can see it start to pop. Okay.
Not worried about that because that's going to be. Hey, come on, really? swear that thing just likes to pop out randomly sometimes.
It's not good.
Checked out.
No, the doctor said no one would notice. I'm starting to not believe him. Although what I'm really nervous about with this guy is getting all the little details on his helmet, his lenses, the little wreath on his leg,
You'll be fine.
shoulder pad. Actually, no, now that I think about it, this isn't actually the first time I've worked with white, but it's definitely the biggest thing I've ever done with white. So I did have to do a white scar shoulder pad one time.
Back in my day, we had to paint with white going up and downhill both ways.
In the snow.
Without peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
And that there was the true horror.
That actually is the true horror.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
I think we've all lost our minds for the day.
You had mines for the day?
I was gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. My mind's been gone for a while.
My mind is thinking of food and sleep.
I mean, right now I am contemplating what I have to put on hold to rent a yacht to sail to Ireland.
I want to go.
Why?
One of
Why
the
am
people
I invited?
kick in for the yacht. You can be invited. We can game the whole way there. I don't care. That's my whole
Right.
point. One of the people I follow, Broadsword Wargaming, he's okay. Thoughts, straight line, logical conclusion. We can do this, Chuck. We can. Gentleman who is Broadsword Wargaming on YouTube. His name is Ollie. His girlfriend's name is Kira, and she streams on Twitch. I've gotten to know both of them, just like I've gotten to know the both of you. So he is an Englishman living in Ireland, which is where Kira's from. So he decided right before the whole COVID thing started in March of last year that he wanted to open a space in the small town where they're in for gaming. Not only that, yes. So the gist of it is he finally has a second floor set up, and they're doing bat reps and things like that because that's the quote-unquote studio. The bottom part of the store, the first floor of the store, is going to be for games. And he's hoping next year that all of the COVID crap will be done, and he wants to, for all of his patrons and as well as anyone who else wants to just show up at the shop, he's like, you know, I want to hold tournaments. I want to hold, you know, I want to have fun. I want to see people. And I'm like, okay. And everybody's like, let's fly over. I'm like, why? And somebody's like, I think all the people in the U.S. need to pool their money and we'll rent a van, road trip. I'm like, okay, Dan's not going to make it, because I am not going over the stinking Arctic Circle.
And
To find
come
a-
up here for a second.
What?
Can you come up here for a second?
What did I do?
Say you did anything.
Normally when you tell me to come here, something happened.
It's a learning moment, a teaching moment. That's what I tell my daughter. So anyways, yeah, my thought was rent a yacht and float over, and then I can game for like a week over, a week there, and a week back. Because
Sounds like a
why not?
vacation.
That sounds like
Yeah.
fun.
I was gonna say, doesn't it? It won't happen because, you know, I'm not super rich, but it still sounds like fun.
Oh, you know what? That's fine. Whatever. Okay. Alright, that's enough. That's enough white sky.
Are you sure?
Don't make me doubt myself.
No. I'm just used to being the devil's advocate. That's all. So take everything, take things that they say like that with a grain of salt, because, yeah, I am far from being the person who should question a professional painter. So.
Uh-huh. Okay. I just noticed that skull there.
A little servo skull?
No,
Wait,
just a
it's not-
little
that's
skull.
the skull.
Just a little skull on like his neck guard.
Mm,
I don't know why I never
Huh.
noticed that.
I bought one and sent it to you guys. I never noticed it either. I don't think I've noticed on any of the models I look at, because honestly, the Apothecary and the Primaris Apothecary and the Primaris Tech Marine are two of the models I really love from the range.
So, Jesse, question. Well, unless I think he's talking.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, should I use Apothecary White through an airbrush?
I don't see why not. It's just like every other paint. Just keep in mind, with it being white, you'll have to thin it down more, and you'll have to put it on almost like glazing. If you're gonna use, wait, hold on, back up. My brain thought white scar for a minute.
Yeah, I just got
Okay.
White Scar.
If you put Apothecary in there, it's gonna act like if you put a shade in there. So it's not going to go into the recesses, anything. All you're going to do is end up tinting it back down to celestial gray. So I would not recommend putting in the airbrush. I don't think you're going to get the effect you want from it.
I don't know why he still
So
seems.
if you're going to use the Apothecary white, I would use that with a brush. What's the matter, Devin?
I don't know, he still seems too dark. Not sure.
What was the last one you just coated him with? Uthon?
White Scar.
Well, it depends how thin your white scar went on. Because usually with white, you're going to have to do a couple passes to get that vibrant white.
Well, it couldn't have been that thin.
Well, is it vibrant white or is it gray?
There's a white. Oh, they're in my fucking airbrush, so couldn't have been that thin.
No, I'll tell you. If he's still gray, then it was thin.
Alright, well then I'll go over it with more then.
Yep, probably wise. Give it another coat. Just think about it this way, especially if you're planning on using that apothecary white. The brighter you make it,
Mm-hmm.
the more that is going to be effective. Now, here's something else to keep in mind. Once you throw apothecary white on there, it's going to act almost like a shade. It's going to tint everything back down to gray. So if you want that vibrant right, you're going to have to then go back in there with a brush and paint the white back. So the question for you is, do you want to have to paint all the white back on to restore that? Or maybe it would be better for pin shading instead.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just hella focused. Just trying to make sure this goes on right. Yeah, that doesn't matter because that's going to be painted black anyway. That's better. That's more like it. Alright, that's looking a little bit more like it.
The second coat help you did it.
Yeah.
Would have been one expensive mini.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a fun mini, don't get me wrong. It would have been a cool looking mini. But
We don't have all those parts. We'd have to buy all the boxes and we'll... Yeah, no.
a little out of my range at the moment. Yes, meow.
Is there a cat up there?
Yep.
No,
She
I
can't get
realized
to you,
there's
so
a
she's
faster
right.
way I could have done these, and I will do that tomorrow. Precision airbrush the black with the celestial gray in.
Maybe.
Then paint. What do you mean, maybe?
So that aluminum was a hard time with the brush.
What I'm saying is go and paint the pants and the... paint all the cloth pieces and then go back and do the aluminum. Then I'll actually have less cleanup. Instead of hand painting all this, because this is taking me forever. Like, I barely even got one done with celestial gray because my hands keep shaking. There's just tubes and wires everywhere.
Hooves and wires.
Tomorrow I'll go and
Sounds like
paint
it.
once I haven't. Yeah.
You're not kidding.
That's what I was about to say. Because, Jesus Christ. Tubes and wires.
Whatever I don't complete today, I'll go back and just re-fucking do.
Again, sorry, Devin.
What's up?
I said
Sorry,
sorry for
Devin.
making you paint those extra Scutari.
Oh. No, they're already pretty much mostly painted.
There you go. Now you're starting to get a white.
Yeah.
See, now, if it was up to me, I would skip the contrast paint and just go straight to pin shading and save that nice vibrant white.
Yeah. There's something I'm thinking. What would you recommend pin shading them with?
Well, you have two options. You can go with a brown shade or you can go with a blue shade. Or a black shade, technically three.
I was gonna say not black. I think that would dull it too much.
Well, if he's pin shading, it shouldn't dull it at all.
See, all the
Unless he gets
videos
it
I
everywhere.
saw that did this, did these guys use like a bunch of custom mixed washes? There's one person who did like who mixed up like 25% Nuln oil, 25% Agrax, and then 50% floor wax, and mixed it together. And then he washed all over his apothecary with it.
He used the floor wax as a thinner.
We
Because
have actual thinner.
Well, the reason people use the floor wax is the gloss component in it, the acrylic gloss, and that helps the thinner move to where you want it to go. So that way it's not just sitting there being patchy. That's like when you're using a wash technique, you don't want to thin with water because the water will actually end up what they call a coffee stain. You'll have like little spots everywhere because of the way the water reacts with the paint.
Yeah.
So usually when you do a shade, you want to mix it with like a gloss if you want it to flow better. That's why a lot of people also, when they do washes, what they'll do first is they'll like airbrush a gloss coat over top of it for a couple of reasons. One, it protects the paint underneath the gloss, so that way it doesn't get ruined. And two, the gloss gives it a smoother surface, which allows the wash to run off of it into the cracks better. So that way it doesn't stain the open surfaces as bad. I think his front cloth should be like corn red to match your ravens.
His front cloth?
Yeah.
Oh, is it his tabard?
Tabard, robe, whatever you want to call it.
What I was thinking of doing was doing the same thing with that I did with my librarian.
That's true.
Like making it like ash. I think I used Eshin Gray, and then like
Ashen gray and a corn.
I used Eshin Gray, and then I like painted like the bottom half, like the little bottom part corn, and then I like started mixing together Eshin Gray and corn, and then like very lightly, thinly, like started painting it at like the border where the two colors met.
You made an ombre. That's what that effect is called, ombre.
Now, and then what I did was at the bottom of the corn red, like at the very bottom, I took my fist in red. And I very, very thinly applied it down to that bottom. I kind of did the same thing down there. So it looked like it was getting brighter as it reached the tip.
Yep.
So mad at myself. Well, why is it I always think of easier ways to do things, like when I'm halfway through a project?
Because that's how you learn.
Like, I'm kind of at the point where I just want to airbrush all of this solid color, because this is going to take too many layers.
Okay, I think now we're at a nice
Why
point.
you get the saying is hindsight is 20/20. You would have never known that unless you did it.
Hand paint these, sees how long it takes, and think, how do I make it go faster?
Yep.
And this, like, to get it to this other gray color, it's just water. Like, it's so thin, and if I have it any thicker, it's chunky.
Yep. Welcome to
So I'm
working with
thinking-
whites.
Part of my brain is like, just put it down, stop, come back tomorrow morning.
If you paint it red, it'll go faster.
If only, Chuck. If only.
Yeah. Like a massive part of me is just like, put it down, stop fucking with it. Just redo it in the morning. And another part of my brain is like, but that's gonna put you behind. another part of my brain's like, well, this hand painting fucking putting you behind. Cleanup would be a lot fucking faster.
Depends.
What do you mean?
After you're telling me how hard it was to clean up the aluminum, doesn't sound like it's a win-win situation.
I would do the black and then the aluminum. On top
Okay.
of the, do the other colors first and then do the aluminum on top. So that way the aluminum's a solid color.
Okay, so which way are you gonna take it?
What do you mean?
Sounds like you got a decision to make.
I think it'll be faster if I just wait to airbrush them. And then just do cleanup. I know it'll put me behind. But I've spent an hour and a half on a single one. And I only have one color done on it because there's so many lines on it.
Okay.
So I think that might be the smarter idea. I would do it now, but Devin's streaming. I think I'll wait till tomorrow and airbrush and just come down early and work until raid tomorrow.
Okie dokie.
Well, I think my airbrush is getting a bath today.
Because I can't. This is just gonna take
Okay.
too long. I'm sorry.
I would say that is a nice white. Nice and white. So much so that the lights are brightening it.
Yep, I'd say you hit your white.
Now for the truly scary part. Deciding what to use. To shade this guy. And then shading this guy and trying not to get any of it on the white. Oh boy. Okay. Let's take a look at our handy dandy shade shelf here. So I don't really want to do brown.
See how long it takes him to realize that I have most of the shades he's gonna use.
Motherfucker.
Muha. Muhahaha.
Not long at all if you tell them.
I hit my head. Ow.
I didn't realize he still had his headphones on.
Yes.
You know, by the time you started talking, it was just way too late to warn you. So
Yeah, he has everything. I will be right back for a moment, though. I need to use the bathroom.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
quick, while he's gone, put the cat ears on. Sorry, I had to.
No, I think it's just funny he forgot that we have a thing for a be right back.
It's okay. Not sure who all's on. There's 5 of us watching, so.
Yeah.
I know I'm one of them.
He's just a boy.
Oh wait, I forgot. I'm a mod. I can figure this out.
It's starting to click that he has the power.
All right, bite me. That's all I'm gonna say. Like you, I have long days at work. And I am a member of so many Discords, and I'm a mod of 1. Well, now 2.
Okay, I just thought about it, and you know what? I could probably hold off on the shading till now and just start getting some of the other colors on. Plus, I kind of want the white to fully dry before I do that, so in case I have to try to wipe off some shade. I don't end up doing anything to the white in the process. So I think I'll just hold off on that for a moment. So many things to begin working on, though.
Okay, we have 3 people watching,
3 people.
besides the rest of them.
Hello, 3 people. Don't mind me as I try to find colors. And try not to hit a dog.
Get your dollars to donuts. Jesse has them.
I wouldn't blame. I would not blame. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, well here's one color that I'm going to use. Good old Mephisti. There's my ash engraved, so I'm going to paint his tabard.
I may have AFK there for a minute, Devin.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's do. I'm gonna pull this out just because I want to see something. A couple colors that I'm gonna want on my desk. Oh, and that fell. That's no bueno. And that fell out. That's also no bueno. I'll have to do for now. Black match before Okay. Okay. I have assimilated a multitude of colors that I am going to use for various things on the sky. If they can stop rolling, but yeah, well, you get the picture. You get the picture. Well, it's not everything, but what I'll use for now. Sit back over there. I think I will start by getting started on his little tabard. guy all nice and good to go. Yeah, okay. Okay, come on, Brush. Stay cooperating with me. Hello, cat. The cat has found its way down to me. Shin Gray. Harvey, what is it with your obsession with masks? I have to apply a couple of coats to this. Okay, you know what would actually be nice that I should probably use? This thing right here. There we go. That should help. What up, Osberg? Doing pretty alright. Just painting up this apothecary. It's a little nerve-wracking, I will not lie. Because I really, really, really don't want to get anything on the white. I have the feeling that I'm going to be feeling that way throughout pretty much this entire mini. I put myself in for a treat when I got this guy. But I just thought he looked so cool. Ow. I bonked myself. When am I breaking out the red? Probably gonna break out the red once I get this Eshin Gray nice and solid on this tabard. And then I get to play around with the red on it. These edges are making me nervous. Brings new meaning to living on the edge. Okay, let me see something real quick. There we go.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh hey, he's returned. I thought it got kind of quiet in here. Ow.
Wee bit.
Bloop.
Spur, how you doing, man?
Yeah, so far anyway.
Did Chuck die on us?
I think Chuck went poof.
Bye, Chuck.
I hope I didn't die, because
Oh,
I
hey.
still have many to be painted.
I miss him so much that I still hear his voice.
I know, it's crazy. It's like he's still right here.
Seems I need to talk to Kendo and downgrade you guys back to peanut butter and jelly.
In fact, I'm gonna continue eating just peanut butter jellies just in his honor.
So nice of you. I've always wanted to hear what people would say about me if I was dead.
Gonna paint some happy little grenades, and I'm even gonna do it in red.
Yes. GG, it worked.
It was his whole plan this whole time.
The dog is not impressed.
The dog is never impressed. He's like, you simple humans. I think your dog's half cat.
I think my dog is half cat as well. I mean, she was bred to hunt lions, but when you let her out of her cage in the morning, she sleeps in the cage at night because she likes her den. She rubs up against you like a cat does.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
Subtle. It's a cat.
Yeah. And I don't mean like a dog will rub up against you. I mean, she will rub and then do that whole figure 8 circle thing around you, rubbing up against you.
Must cover every inch with fur.
Hey, by the way, you're circling.
Yep,
At least
he
on
is
mine.
circling.
Circling?
So.
What do you mean?
Your stream's buffering.
Oh.
Just wanted to let you know.
Well, that's no good.
That'll stop me from buying a new computer.
I'm just imagining that his mouse is just hovering over the order now button.
Pretty much. Well, see, the funny thing is, Chuck, is obviously he didn't lose internet.
Right, because he's talking. Yeah. I get it.
So.
IT, I'm here. Gotcha.
At least there's an IT guy here.
How hard are those fans running, Devin?
1 second.
Ooh. Yeah, they sound like they're putting in work.
I bet you it's probably clogged up from dog hair.
Those damn dogs.
Never buy huskies.
They did this on purpose. They never somehow end up with 3 of them.
I won't say anything, because if it was up to my daughter, I would have bought every dog at the shelter, so.
I don't know, one time I felt my soul literally being sucked out by this German Shepherd puppy once. Yep.
That's what happened, and then I ended up with a husky. And now I've got 3 of them. And every once in a while, I get tumbleweeds of fur through my house.
Every once in a while. It's like 24/7.
I know. Freaking ridiculous.
Happy little furballs?
Yes. They're happy. I'm not, but they are.
Fair enough. And my dog's happy. She's finally crashed out on the floor, so.
Alright, you might as well call it there, Devin. I think
Hey,
you
you
lost the stream.
You can keep painting and all, but yeah, the stream's just kind of sitting here.
Oh, it hasn't come back or anything?
Nope, you're still spinning, and we lost you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you guys make jokes about hearing my voice still. The internet gods provide.
It says he's returned, but we have not.
Hey, Osberg.
I will.
I'm not sure if you can hear you if the stream's not working.
I don't think so, but